Movie notes on Minority Report 2002 film, 23 May 2026 viewing. Today is Saturday, 23 May 2026 AD, and I'm Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle, and here I talk through my movie notes for my Saturday, 23 May 2026 viewing of the 2002 film Minority Report, which is a fiction film about three humans with advanced physiological / cognitive predictive abilities who are used in the design and operation of a justice system that acts to stop individuals who might commit crimes before the corresponding criminal conduct happens as predicted by the advanced abilities humans. Yes. And so essentially, minority here is a reference to there's these three individuals, and then there's like they come up with this image of what could happen, this prediction, and every once in a while one of the three individuals, a woman, Agatha, or one of them might disagree, and in the case of this movie, in the plot, it's the woman Agatha who disagrees with the others, but when one of them doesn't agree with the rest of them, that's 1/3. So it's a minority report of a way that prediction could play out a little bit differently than the aggregate whole. And so I debuted a playlist today. Worked on it. I've been working on it for a few years as one of those playlists I conceptualized before this 2020s decade, and it's gotten me. It's one of the ones where there's not necessarily a high frequency, so I was like, this is a good one with my jury service stuff that's ongoing. I was like, what are some like legal court kind of items? And I was like, Minority Report is a good one for me because I do self-experimentation in cardiology, physiology, and cardiology is the human heart, or for me anyway. Currently the squirrels go osteo. Heart organ and blood system that related to the heart, but the physiology in this is a really great physiology science fiction movie. Like, they remove eyes and stuff like that, and it really freaked me out growing up, but I was like, and I thought about it a bit back then. I was like, it's science fiction, but it has like advanced technology and stuff, but it was a bit of a standout for me and my taste, in that like the area in which it was like science-y kind of made me a little uncomfortable, which some call being on one's learning edge, was physiology. And so I'm like, and now I do self-experimentation in physiology. But yeah, so essentially that's kind of the gist of it. This is a good pick for those who love science fiction and the legal / justice system. It gets at, okay, so it's a movie where cutting edge science / technology meets the legal / justice system. Science fiction meets legal / justice. The true cutting edge technology is the human being with certain predictive abilities operating in a physiological sense in the human, an advanced evolution / adaptation. Incorrectness is introduced in the form of disagreement and interpretation of a particular prediction. So they're like, well, you can't be wrong, but you can disagree, and then there might be a minority report. And I thought, as someone who has spent over 4.00 consecutive years in graduate school for geophysics, I advanced to PhD candidate in geophysics. I have an Associate of Arts and Sciences degree in mathematics that I got at 17, my primary focus of mathematics that I got at 17 years of age. I have a Bachelor of Science degree in geology and geophysics with a minor in mathematics. I got a lot of science. This is really great for like legal / justice system meets like predictive world of science, like science / technology, and like the philosophy. And some scientists have, and there are like books that were written, like in the 1900s and stuff. And philosophy itself, it goes back thousands of years. But like, it's a good like legal / justice meets like the philosophy and physiology of cutting edge science and technology. So it's a really great one. Like, it's just cognitively engaging enough with this like kind of father and son speared, or parents and gone son speared plot line, where I'm like, oh, that's not interesting, I'm gonna think about the other stuff. Right. And then last note, it said at the end credits that it was based on a short story by Philip K. Dick. You guys I remember a Philip K. Dick. I've read this book and done book / reading notes for it as I read. Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep by Philip K. Dick, and which was made into there was a film adaptation in Blade Runner with Harrison Ford a number of decades ago. But I was like, I can whip out the book. There's a different prop. A Philip K. Dick and a Philip K. Dick adaptation, but not the same thing. So these are not the same thing, but perhaps the Philip K. Dick is the same. It had one L, just like the guy with this book. So anyway, there we go. This is a bonus movie for the week. And I'll link to that new playlist in the video description, which is where, quote, the court, end quote, meets my life. So thank you for joining me for this movie notes on Minority Report 2002 film at 23 May 2026 viewing.